Assignment 6 is a very important assignment in terms of the total assignment sequence in this course. It's one of the first times that we will be producing what is called a revision of earlier work. So we want to talk a little bit about what that means before we get into the assignment. One of the ideas I want to draw your attention to, though, is that this is an assignment that should take a significant amount of time to complete, about 2 hours. And for some of you, that may not initially be clear in terms of why it should take that long, because it's a revision, but I'll explain why. And a lot of it has to do with how it is we think of revisions in this course and what it means to revise a document. Okay, so what are we going to do in this assignment? We're going to revise your 400-word entry from assignment 2 on body ritual among the Nasarima so that you are communicating with academic language. That's from a writer's resource, page 27 in your recent reading. Now, before we even get started, we need to be aware of a couple of things. The first thing we need to be aware of is, what did we say about body ritual among the Nasarima in assignment 2? Well, so we'll want to revisit your submission for assignment 2 to become familiar again with what it is you said about that essay. We also want to be familiar with what it is that we are understanding academic language to mean. What does that phrase mean? If we look on page 27 of a writer's resource, which we read for our last assignment, you will find that academic language has a specific definition and can be understood in a specific way. When we write, we want to be using academic language. And the details that relate to academic language, again, are described on page 27. We also want to make sure that our authorial tone, and again, you'll notice the term is bolded and can be found on page 18 of a writer's resource, conveys your familiarity with Miner's essay by making good use of cited quotes and paraphrases along the way. The revision will require the modification or addition of 200 words to your assignment from from assignment 2. So that's the first thing I want you to understand. To succeed in this assignment, you need to revisit your work from assignment 2, and you need to modify the language you provided there so that you are now communicating with academic language. If you don't know what academic language is, you need to visit page 27 of a writer's resource. You also want to make sure that you're communicating with an authorial tone that conveys your familiarity with Miner's essay by making good use of cited, quoted material and paraphrased material that's cited as well. And that'll require at least a change of 200 words in terms of the work you submitted for assignment 2. That's kind of step 1. Step 2 is, after you have submitted this work and after the due date for this assignment, you'll be assigned 2 submissions from your peers to peer review. To complete the peer review, I want you to write 200 words on each submission about the presence of academic language and the authorial tone in the writing. That is, when, where, why, and how does the submission appear to be using academic language? And how does the submission convey an authorial tone, as you would describe it? These writings can be submitted simply as comments on the peer reviews, the peer documents that are provided to you through the peer review function. Okay? So I want you to keep that in mind. And as you review, I want you to attend to how your peers' work manages or fails to interact politely and effectively with other people with respect to the concepts identified in a writer's resource, pages 28 to 29. As you explore these ways of interacting, explain how academic English can be used to communicate in polite and effective ways. So I really want you to have this idea of academic language in the forefront of your mind as you're moving through both your own revision of assignment 2 for assignment 6, and also as you're commenting on your peers' submissions for assignment 6.